Now you want to create a thumbnail image of the light fixture itself. Now if you don't have it, you're going to have to use the previous process of creating the image that you're going to be able to put into the image program, cutting out the lighting fixture. But we already have this one, so we're going to go in here to FX Luminaires, Path Lights, bring that up, and this is the fixture here. So I just want to get an idea of how big it is, and I would say that's under 200 by 200 pixels. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to make something 200 by 200, and then I'm going to bring that fixture into it. And now I want to save this as a thumbnail. So this is what's going to be seen in the library to click on to bring up the specs. So let's save that. Again, I'm going to save that as a JPEG. I want it to have the same name as the spec, so I'm going to just click on it to give it the same name, but I'm going to put it in a different folder because you can't have something with the same name in the same folder. So we'll call this TN for thumbnails, and I'm going to save it in that folder. So basically we're done. We're ready to add it to the library. So now we're in the effects program, so we go back up here to the lighting fixture again to bring up this library. Now we want to add something new to the library. We're going to go to Items, Add New Items, and then we want to navigate to where we saved that file, and it was a JPEG. So we got to make sure we set it to JPEG. Here's the spec file. So you select on the spec file first, then click Open, and then the program's asking you for the thumbnail. Well, we made a folder for the thumbnail, so we double click on that and make sure this is set to JPEG again, and it has the exact same name. I mentioned they should be the same name, but they have to be the exact same name. Again, that's why you want to put those underscores in there. So I'll double click that, and now it's been added to the library. So let's scroll down. It usually gets put at the bottom. Here it is. So there's the thumbnail image of it. If I double click on it, or single click, sorry, it brings up the spec sheet that we just made. Then we click Add. We'll call it out, and it puts the name in the program. It's pretty simple once you know how to do it. Now I'm going to show you how you can edit your materials list that is printed out and change the logo that appears in your material list. This is the PDF that I had generated earlier. I'm going to close that. Again, as a reminder, how you get to the material list, you go here to File, go to Night Lighting Material List. That's how it's produced. So first of all, if we look at the materials list, you'll see that the logo here is a certain size. You cannot make it larger. You could probably make it smaller, but I don't advise it because it is pretty small. So write down these numbers: 207 in the width and 158 in the height. That's the size that you want to make your logo. So again, to do some graphic manipulations, we need to be in the imaging program. Now remember, I told you the dimensions were 207 by 158. So what you need to do is you need to go up here to File, click on New, and we're going to make a new white graphic that's 207, which is the width, and the height was 158. And we'll click OK. So now we have a little white blank canvas. Then you got to decide what kind of graphics you want to put in there. Now you could go in and create some colors and stuff, but I suggest sometimes the easiest thing is just to grab an image off your website if you got a website. So we're going to go to our website and grab an image. So I'm at our website. I want to grab this image here. So again, I simply right click and click on Save Image As. I'm going to save it into my images folder here. So I've saved that picture. Now I want to bring it up in Greenscape, so I go over here to Open, and there it is. And now we opened it, and we see it's a pretty small picture itself. Now I'm just going to grab part of this just to show you could do combinations of graphics and text or colors, whatever you want to do. And you don't even have to do it in the imaging program. If you're familiar with Photoshop, PC Paint, Illustrator, any of those other programs are going to work. So I'm going to grab a piece of this. So again, I go into the define areas, I'll grab a rectangle, and I just want to grab it to there. So I'll click OK. I move that. It's now an object. So I'm going to do a edit copy. Then I'll click on this blank canvas and go edit paste. So it just pasted it in here for me. So now I've got the graphic over here. Now I'm going to place in the phone number. So we'll go up here to Tools, Add Text, type in your phone number, click OK, click and drag it down here at the bottom. So now pretty much our graphic is done. Of course you can make it more complicated, more beautiful, etc., but this is just teaching you how to do it. Now I need to save this file, and I need to save it as a BMP with the name logo, because that's what it's called in the program. So what I'll do is I'll go over here to File, click Save As. I want to change the file of type to BMP. Then I need to navigate to the folder on my C drive, Program Files, x86 if you have a 64-bit computer, which you probably do if it's within the last 4 years. And then we want to find the Landscape Lighting folder, which is LSL Effects. Double click in there, and then we're going to name this Logo. And click Save. That's all there is to it. We don't need to keep these files anymore. We could close them. So now you need to go back into the Lighting Effects program. But if you have the Lighting Effects program open, you should close it first and then reopen it so that it refreshes the logo in there, because if you don't close it and reopen it, it's still going to use the older one. So let's bring back the Lighting Effects. Again, you would need an image with some labels on it in order for this to work. And we're going to go here to File, Night Lighting Materials List. Again, I'm going to save it as a PDF file. So now I'm going to open up that PDF, and there you can see the logo has changed to the new one I just made. It's pretty much that simple. Now that I've shown you how you can edit your own lighting fixtures and add them to the program,